This is a holiday special. I got the homies SETI, generalseti from Detroit. We're gonna break down, certain aspects and things you see in Christmas.
And so Christmas is a combination of not just these two holidays, but a couple of more holidays. Feast of Fools was celebrated in North France and Britain during the New Year and is still celebrated today in Philadelphia, continuing on their British lineage. They dress up in masks and costumes very similar to Halloween. They even have popes, they even have priests.
It's called the Feast of Fools. That's today's language. The Feast of Fools. Feast of Fools.
They had clergy of the church dressing up, cross-dressing and shit. They had to ban the shit. So many of they damn priests and shit, you couldn't tell the church from the goddamn fool. Because the fools is the damn church. Okay? This is showing you the holidays prior to what you know of it today.
Critical, political, analytical.
You go into the Vatican right now.
Hold up, bro.
The one to the right.
Hold up, bro. Why the nose is broken off? What is it? You tell lies when you touch things of artifacts. Why the nose broke, bro? Why the nose broke? Even the lips look a little full. Problem, bro. Even the bed, bro. Even the bed got waves in it, bro. Even the bed, you know what I mean? Yeah, look at the hair, son. Look at the hair, look at that. And white people wish their hair was coiled. Like, that shit just comes straight down like a mop. Get out of here. You see Steve Nash every fucking time, he always gotta keep fucking flapping his hair around. Dirk Nowitzki, too.
It's supposedly Moses with the horns at the top. Now I got the statue of Pan to the left. It looked like the same damn man. Y'all got to wake up. Y'all got to wake up today. You've been fooled, goddammit. Let me keep it moving. The Pied Piper is only Pan with the flute and the demonic messages that lead the children to their doom. Another form of child sacrifice. Another form of child sacrifice. Because you see Pied Piper playing the flute. That's Pan. Leading them children away, just like Krampus. Let's keep it moving. The Feast of Fools was celebrated in North France and Britain during the New Year and is still celebrated today in Philadelphia, continuing on their British lineage. They dress up in masks and costumes very similar to Halloween. So this is the Feast of Fools. And they even have popes. They even have priests.
It's called the Feast of Fools. That's today's language. The Feast of Fools. Feast of Fools. Feast of Fools. Fools.
They had clergy of the church dressing up, cross-dressing and shit. They had to ban the shit. So many of they damn priests and shit, you couldn't tell the church from the goddamn fool. Because the fools is the damn church. Okay? This is showing you the holidays prior to what you know of it today. They had to clean that shit up. But when you peel back the layer, that top layer of all that shit and go up under that peel, you
Problem is that the layer, right? You see this? I got a lot of layers up here, right? Watch. I'm gonna cut this off, and you're gonna peel back and see what's under this. You're gonna see what's under this. Y'all gonna see.
See exactly what it is. Okay, this is what they call the murmurs. Okay, where they dress. This is at Christmas and New Year. Okay, priests and clerks may be seen wearing masks and monstrous bandages at the hours of office. Okay, they supposed to be in church, but they dressing up with goddamn deer heads and goddamn rabbit heads and pig heads. The theologians recounted, presumably with a sniff of horror. They danced in the choir dressed as women. This is the priest. This is the clergy. Dressed in the choir, danced in the choir dressed as women, panderers or minstrels. They sing wanton songs. They eat black puddings, which is blood pudding, while the celebrant is saying mass. They play at dice. They run and leap through the church without a blush at their own shame. So this is at New Year. This is at Christmas. Okay, this shit look like Halloween. Okay, let me move on. The Halloween type atmosphere practices even during the white man's New Year's celebration. Priests and clergy cross-dressed and wore a hideous mask during the Feast of Fools. Let me take a break. Let me get some water right quick.
And with that, I'll be back when he finishes water break. But I'ma do my own research on that Feast of Fools. Heard?
Another of my favourites at Christmas time, at this time of Yuletide, is carol singing. But my favourite, without a doubt, carol is Stille Nacht, Silent Night. But as a kid in Birmingham and then later on in Lichfield, my little towns, I would go around carol singing with groups of kids, and people were just too happy to give us a few pennies to get rid of us because we sounded awful. You can trace this all the way back to the medieval times, even beyond wassailing, they called it. When groups of folks would go round with a communal bowl of warm cider or ale with spices in it, they would sing to you at your door and you would take a drink of the wassail. And then in return to these folks entertaining you, offering you the wassail, you would actually give them a little bit of food and drink. However, if you failed to ante up with that reward of food and drink, there would be mischief.
Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.